Hi guys, Blake here with Lilley's Landing Resort and Marina on beautiful Upper Lake Taneycomo. It is Thursday. I know it's Thursday, November the 12th, and this is the one cast. It's about 4:15 in the afternoon. They are currently running, it looks like they were running a little more water and they've shut it down a little bit. Let's see. They are currently running 3,726 cubic feet per second, which is just a little more than 1 unit. Got some guys fishing above the cable. Looks like Quentin's coming down to talk to him. Yep, sure enough. Getting a picture of him first there. All right. Well, let's see. Today, I am gonna start off throwing. I've got a red San Juan Worm, one of the bigger San Juan Worms there, followed by a size 12 dark gray scud. And I'm gonna set that pretty deep here. I figured out the lettering for the sizes of the split shot. So this split shot I have on here is 0.4 grams, but the label says it's a BB. 2 Bs. That is the actual name of that split shot. And I'm gonna set it about 10 foot deep or so. Alright, let's see. Well, another pretty day here in the Ozarks. Last night we got down to, I don't know, 36 or 37. 36 or 37 degrees. Chilled off pretty quick last night out here. Oh, fishing reports for today. All the boats that were rented out today all came back with pretty decent reports. That chartreuse and white power egg combo, a couple guys were telling me, was doing the trick for them. Another boat came back and said night crawlers was what worked for them, and they were not filling them with air. They said it was working just fine, just hooking them up and dragging them across the bottom. I passed Duane on my way up here. He's actually just about a half mile down here. He's on a guide trip. He said they caught a few on the jigs. Ooh, that might have been a hit. They caught a few on the jigs, and then they switched over to scuds and San Juan worms. So they caught just 2 or 3 fish on the scuds, but that the red San Juan worms were working the best. And I passed a guy, and I wish I knew his name, but he's a local here on the lake. He fishes out here quite a bit. I passed him just above Point Lookout, and he was dragging a chartreuse mega worm, and he was reeling in a fish when I passed him. So once again, a little variety of everything seems to be working. I really think that we can contribute a lot of it to the turbidity of the water, which means the clarity of the water. They can't quite see what they're eating, but they're still hungry, and so they see something that looks like food and they're going after it. They're not so picky when the water's a little dirtier. And I did set that at the right depth, and I got the right amount of weight on there. My indicator, the weight is ticking the bottom. I can see that on the indicator. That is what you want to see when you're drifting stuff across the bottom out here. We got little to no wind at all today. It's perfect. Got a perfect drift going on here. I'm not having to really adjust the boat at all. Last night I took a few friends fishing, and we got up here just a little bit before 4 o'clock. Our first pass with the jigs, I don't know, we caught probably 12 fish, a real good pass. Second pass, we caught about half as many. And then we switched over to the 762 Signature Series jerkbaits. And the Plum Stupid, the jerkbait bite was actually good for, I don't know, almost a full hour after it got dark, whereas lately, since the water got dirty, almost as soon as it's fully dark, they kind of stop hitting it. But last night we had real good success from about right where I'm at down to the front of the island for just about an hour, and caught another 15 or so fish. So anyway, these bigger San Juan worms, and it sounds like when I talked to a gentleman down in front of Point Lookout, he said he was doing pretty well on the mega worms. So all the bigger worm patterns seem to be working. I've heard reports of the scuds, you know, being good too, but in the bigger varieties, and that's all due to the water clarity. When they can't see very well, they need something that has a bigger silhouette to see it, you know. So all of the bigger flies have been working the last week or so now. Oh, that might have been a bite. And I'm keeping just enough line on the water to have just a little loop in my line, but that's it. I've got it set to where if something takes it, I can set the hook pretty fast. And I'm gonna pull it up and say no fish on the one cast. I gotta move out of the way of the island here and check to make sure that I didn't pick up any moss. And I didn't, so nothing officially on the one cast. Last night, the Sculpin and Ginger jig with a brown head 3/32 was working the best for us on jigs. And I actually tried a few different of the same Sculpin and Ginger, but different color heads, and the brown head was working the best. It's kind of funny how sometimes that can make the difference. And it seems with the dirty water that the Plum Stupid Signature Series with that darker silhouette has been working a little bit better. There's a fish. And he took the scud. Oh, and he popped off. He must have just been hooked right in the corner of the mouth. And somehow I've got quite the mess here. Alright. Well, no camera shot, but these are just perfect, ideal conditions for drifting. And we made it to, I don't know, close to 65 today. So, pretty day to be on the lake. And it's pretty cool if you get just the perfect flow and wind, and you get the right size split shot, then you can kind of just leave your depth the same, because the split shot's not so heavy that it's catching the bottom, but it's bouncing whether you're in, you know, 3 foot of water like I am now, or back there where I was in 8 or 9 foot of water. But it doesn't always work out like that, because the wind doesn't always cooperate, and you know, they'll say they're running 1 unit, but it may be more like 1.5, and that always makes a difference on the weight you're using too. So some days it works out perfect, and some days you got to make a lot of adjustments. Ooh, that was definitely a hit. Somebody just can't wait to talk to me. Well, bite's a little slower than I anticipated here. But I have noticed in the last couple days of fishing up here that the San Juan Worm bite seems to be better the farther you go down that way. I was hoping that, and for some reason the scud bite's been better right up there above the island. So I was hoping to pick a few up on the scud up there. Got that one. And this one took the scud. He got it wrapped all around his head here. Yeah, there goes Duane. Yeah! Oh boy. Man, the only problem about double rigging anything is when you go to net it, one fly gets caught in the net and it breaks your tippet. Then you gotta retie it. Alright, there's one there. And I'm hoping I got lucky here. I think I did. Yep. Come on. We're passing a good spot. So we're just now entering the section of the lake where it drops off into the big hole. Got this little gravel bar that sticks out over here, and I'm gonna try to get right inside of it. See if I can pick up one of these fish laying right next to the gravel bar. Go. There's one. If you can get right in that seam that comes off the front of that gravel bar, you can usually pick up a fish. And that's just with anything they're biting, jigs, whatever. And this fish wanted the scud. He really wanted the scud. He actually took it down inside of his mouth here. Okay, all right. buddy. And just like I was talking about, he got tangled in the net and flopped out and broke the rig off. Okay. My fly line got tangled around every single thing it possibly could there. So another way to do this, if you don't want to use a fly rod or not familiar with it, we sell some in the shop. They're the Wally Marshall rods, and they're 9-foot spin cast rods, and that's what Duane's doing right now. And oh, there was a fish. I was mending the line and he took it. So they're a 9-foot spin cast rod, and you set it up the same way. You put one of the weighted indicators on there instead, and that 9-foot rod helps you throw the 10 and 11 foot of leader underneath your indicator versus trying to throw it on like a 6-foot rod. It just gets way too messy. And that's just another option if you don't want to use a fly rod or don't want to buy one, or but you can set it up the exact same way I got it here. And whenever you're using a long leader and multiple flies and a big indicator, I find the best way to cast is to pull back, flip it on the water behind you, flip it back forward. That's called water loading. And it kind of keeps everything straight and keeps the weight from tangling the flies and the bobber from tangling the leader. And should start to see more of the rainbows turning into their really pretty mating colors here soon. I know a few of the ones we've been catching already have, but a lot more of them should start here soon. It's important to always mend your line. Once you get a big loop in your fly line that's pushing downstream with the current, it's pushing the indicator faster, which is pushing your flies faster. And when that happens, the flies go at a rate that's faster than the flow of things, and it doesn't look as natural to the fish. So it's always important to kind of keep the line straight out in front of you and as little on the water as possible, and that'll help you get better hook sets and hook up with more fish, period, because your baits are drifting naturally. Looks like they're catching a fish behind me, and he got off. Dang it. We had some guys that just they'd been renting a boat out for the last 4 or 5 days, and it looked like they were using some flicker shad, trolling flicker shad up the lake. That is something else that works pretty good here. Just throw those flicker shad out and head upstream real slow. If the water's running fast enough here, you can just drift with the current and throw them back upstream. Oh, I missed that one. But if the water's not flowing fast enough, they don't have enough speed to keep them dragging on the bottom. So when you have flows like this, you've got to troll those upstream. They are deep diving crankbaits, so assuming you have enough speed, they will dig all the way down to the bottom and hold there. I know rifle season starts this weekend on Saturday, so good luck to all our deer hunters. I will be staying here and fishing and doing the one cast, and I think Phil and Duane both are going on hunting trips. I had just a little bit of moss on my flies there. I'm not sure how long that was there. I was dragging for a pretty long time. Wow, bite slowed down here on the lower end of the lake, or on the lower end of the dam. Well, I'm gonna go about 30 more seconds, then I'm gonna call it. Oh, can't end it there. Okay, I guess I give up. Well, we thank you guys for watching today. Like and share us on Facebook, and we'll do it for you again tomorrow. Thanks, guys.